What's up, y'all? I'd like to thank y'all for tuning in to another episode of the We Want More podcast. I'm your host, Anthony Moore.
I am Asante Morris. Thank you for listening.
And we got Pepsi. He over here. He chewing on a new bone. We on episode 75. Damn, yeah, we on episode 75. Please be sure to subscribe on whatever platform you listen to this on, whether that be on Apple or Spotify. Please stop right now, scroll down, give us 5 stars. We definitely do appreciate the people that's been on reaching out, saying like, you know, that they've been encouraged by our bullying.
Yes.
To rate the podcast. So we definitely do appreciate that.
Thank you. You've gotten us to the 75th episode. We wouldn't be able to do that if it wasn't for, you know, those people that fear us.
Yeah. And also we definitely appreciate y'all supporting us on the YouTube. You know, definitely been more consistent with that. So we appreciate the people that have been tuning in to, like, you know, watch us on that. So if you're watching this on YouTube, stop and subscribe to that. And definitely do appreciate. I've had some people reach out to me this past week just saying, like, you know, they tune just where they're tuning in from. One guy said he was like tuning in from Riverside, California. Another listeners in like Fort Worth, Texas. So just everybody all over tuning into us, it definitely does give that extra motivation, because sometimes I'll be up late at night, like 3 a.m, pushing to finish this, and it's like I'll be wanting to get some sleep, but I know you might be looking forward to listening to this on your morning commute. So definitely do appreciate y'all pushing us each and every week to keep this thing going.
Yeah. We gotta we do this for the people that listen in towns that we will never go to. You guys are the real Americans. Yeah. And I mean that genuinely. Yeah. New York is not a real place. Like, you go to another town, like, where is the fucking vegan cupcake store at?
Yeah. Like, yeah, I'm you be out in the middle, it's like, yo, y'all niggas ain't doing Pilates?
Yeah.
Other than that, how you been?
I'm good.
Yeah.
As the weather improves, so does my life oftentimes. So that's been good. How about you? We've been actually, I mean, I'm just saying how about you, but that's for the people. We've been fucking hanging out.
Yeah. We've been seeing each other a lot this week, just like as far as with shows, hanging out in the city. I've been cool. I've been all right. Just getting this comedy stuff together, day by day life stuff. One thing I wanted to talk about this past week, I went going grocery shopping.
Where do you go? Where's your go-to? What's your go-to grocery store if it's a chain?
It depends. It depends what I'm trying to get. So I found a new ShopRite. Okay. I was going to a ShopRite right around the corner from here,
right.
But I found one like closer to a more suburban area than this, and I found out they have options that we don't have. Like at this ShopRite around here, it's just regular turkey bacon, but this new ShopRite that I found, they got turkey bacon that's already peppered. So. Yeah, so they got that. They got different types of fresh juices, like freshly made juices in there.
Dude,
they hide shit from.
They just hide shit,
bro. They got white asparagus. Yeah,
I haven't seen white asparagus in a long time.
Yeah, so they got that. So this ShopRite, it's just been a whole different.
We could use that more than motherfucking like Whole Foods. Like they be putting up Whole Foods and shit. We don't even need that. Right. It's expensive as fuck. We need white asparagus at good prices.
Yeah. So I've been going there, but then I also do go to Trader Joe's.
Yeah.
So at Trader
Joe's,
that's
essential.
So at Trader Joe's, I get stuff for me and for Pepsi. So Pepsi, that's where I get his salmon or his like dried chicken tenders for him. For me, I get like, you know, brownies with the sea salt, the Scandinavian swimmers, things like that. And
I got the, you know, they have the little organic gummy bears.
Yeah,
those I like because I am more my eyes tend to be bigger than my stomach, so I'll eat like a whole bag of some shit and then it'll ruin my day. But the little tiny bag of organic shit, tiny ass bears, that's perfect for me because I'm a child and I need that fucking. I wish that I had a woman 30 years older than me telling me not to eat shit. You know, don't eat ice cream at 6 p.m. I need to talk to my mom and just be like, look, I know that I don't live there anymore, but every once in a while, just call me and tell me to stop eating sweets. I'm gonna tell her that today.
Yeah, so I've been going grocery shopping, and I go grocery shopping during the day because But what I found out is that you really don't beat the grocery shopping rush. It's just a different rush. So like if you go at night, you catch on all the people that's getting off of work. But when you go during the day, it's gonna be a rush of old people in there. So it's like me pushing a cart and a bunch of niggas that's like sitting down in the motorized shopping carts. Like, so I'm in there grocery shopping, and it's just it is, I say it is a little bit more peaceful experience. But one of the things that I encountered this week, and it kind of pissed me off, was that it's tough grocery shopping during the day because of the whole checkout process. Like, I was in there, it was 17 lanes, but it was only 3 cashiers, like it was only 3 registers open.
They didn't have self-checkout. This is ShopRite?
I mean, but at self-checkout, it got to be like 10 items or less.
No, it don't. It does not. I mean, it says that because technically you're supposed to. It's not, yeah. It'll scan more than 10 items.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
So
sure.
it's just a suggestion.
So, but damn, I didn't even look at it that way. Like,
and you don't have to scan everything.
Right.
You can pay for 10 items. They don't know 10 items or less. Does it say you can only come into this lane if you have 10 items in your cart? If they said that explicitly, I might be more inclined to respect it. But it just says 10 items or less. So I'm like, all right, I will pay for 10 items and 20 gonna go in the bag. That's how you got to do it. Buy one, get one free, nigga.
Oh, shit. I didn't even know this case of water was at the bottom of my cart.
I did that so many fucking times. I only got caught one time. You just gotta look. You gotta try to look really stupid. You can get away with stealing if you just look like a fucking idiot. You're like,
oh shit, my bad. I was on the phone.
Yeah, you gotta talk with your mouth open. You gotta be like, huh?
No, but we leaving out, and this older lady, like, cause me and the one guy was like talking about that, how like they got all these lanes with nobody, only 3 lanes open, and this older lady was like, yeah, nobody want to work anymore. like and
how old do you think she was?
She had to be at least in her 60s.
Nobody wants to work
anymore. Well, I would say probably like 70s, honestly. Like, yeah, she had to be like in like early 70s, and she said nobody want to work anymore. And the thing is that I could understand why she said that, but we know the problem isn't that people don't want to work.
Yeah, her generation ruined the economy.
Look, that's what's going on right now. We got a bunch of people passing laws because you could pay for a mortgage and a car, and you could take care of your second family just waiting tables or being a cashier. You had niggas paying off college educations by doing that. Just working at the local diner. Yeah,
and you remember like movies back then? There'd be like a struggling waitress. Mm-hmm. But she's working all the time. She's got a son. She's a single mom,
right.
And she takes care of her kid. She buys her kid shit all the time, and
right.
Might even send him to a private school or some shit of like a cheaper private school. Yeah. But like a waitress now is basically fucked.
Yeah,
like you're fucked if you don't wait tables in a very expensive restaurant in a nice city.
Yeah, it's like you either gotta wait tables at like a Del Frisco's, a Steak 48. You gotta either do that or shit. You better, if you waiting tables, you better hope the right athlete come in, or you better sell some feet pics on the side.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. Like, you better hope one of your older customers is willing to give you money without any sort of favors. They just want to put a young, pretty girl through, the next couple stages of her life. Yeah. But yeah, that shit don't happen, man. You gotta fucking every industry that used to be able to support a family, you either have to do Uber or OnlyFans now to make it work.
Yeah.
Or like DoorDash or some shit. That's fucking insane.
Yeah, this shit is bad out here.
They're distracting us with like a bunch of bullshit. These niggas is talking about fucking DEI and crypto. Like, nigga, you have to sell pictures of your feet and teach a classroom. The first time we heard that somebody was doing that, we should have freaked the fuck out. Like, all right, we gotta do something about this, because my son's teacher should not have to show her titties to my son to afford to teach.
Right, you got DoorDash drivers coming to your crib with some dominoes, and then they asking, do you know anybody hiring? This nigga got a computer science degree. This shit is real out here, man.
That used to describing my life at one point. Nigga. That was literally my life at one point in time. A computer science degree, can't get a job. I'm delivering food. They expecting a white girl to show up to the door, sign into somebody else's profile. They expecting a 50-year-old Indian woman.
Do you want your food or not?
Bro, the names that you see on the app do not be the person that shows up. Or it do be, but like I seen this one dude, he was delivering food to somebody in my building. This nigga had a motorcycle with his girl on the back. He was wearing a helmet and she wasn't. I don't understand. That's not fucking cool. What happened to chivalry?
I do see that a lot. Like with women on the back of motorcycles with no helmet, no, like this nigga got on the jacket, he got on pads, helmet, and she just back there just happy.
Yeah, we're just with her ass crack out.
Yeah, just no helmet, no helmet, and that ass cuff just hanging off the back of the seat. I'm like, damn, you just a proud dummy.
Yeah. Yeah, that shit is fucking sad. I don't know why we started off sad. There's a lot of positive things going on. What's name one good thing that's going on right now in your life?
What's going on? Positive? Shit, I don't know.
You paying off your credit cards or something?
Yeah.
You're slowly diminishing the amount of crippling debt that all Americans are forced into.
Yeah, that is true. I'm finally able to like have my money now.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Most people in America are holding on to money for somebody else. Like, you ever just look at your bank account like, none of this shit is mine.
Right. Yeah.
Like, none of this money belongs to me. Yeah. The fact that they are not just taking the shit out of my wages or just pulling it from my account is a blessing, because they could do that shit. There's people right now getting their shit garnished.
Well, I did want to, since you're talking about garnishments, I did want to talk about the false reports with Anthony Edwards. Have you seen this thing on social media?
No, I gotta look into that.
So
you pull it up.
So we've talked about Anthony Edwards and his whole paternity situation. Like, he's having like a lot of drama right now, and I believe he has 4 children. He's fathered 4 children all within the past year. Well, since 2023. And is some drama with one of the mothers because he really doesn't want anything to do with the child. Like we mentioned how he doesn't want any visitation rights or custody rights. And
I'm trying to think of ways to justify that, but I don't know if that's kind of fucked up.
No, it's really fucked up. It's really fucked up. But one of the things that pissed me off, and look at the source. Look at the source when you read this. According to the Shade Room. And this is why
we'll never win.
I really want better for my people. We have to stop believing anything on the Shade Room or anything with bold font. Because it was a post that said Anthony Edwards wins his case of being able to pay all the child support for the next 18 years up front. Why would a judge do that? Why would a judge allow you to pay 18 years of child support in just one payment?
Yeah, that doesn't make much sense.
Only way you would do that, only way a judge would allow that is if it's all back payment. But other than that, they're not going to let, especially somebody like Anthony Edwards, his next contract is going to be probably upwards of $300 million. Child support is a modified income. So it's based on what that father is making at the time. They're not going to just let you pay that up front. If that was the case, anybody would just say, look, I'm unemployed. This is what you got to take for the next 18 years. And then...
Does it take $1 million to raise one kid?
It don't, but it's like... it don't, but it's the lifestyle of the father.
That's like $50,000 a year for one kid. But that's a lot of money.
It is, but it's not a lot when the father is making 300 times that.
Yeah. I feel like there's a lot more fucking... I mean, there's always been scrutiny for athletes, but I feel like now every single thing that they do is like public knowledge, because you got to know what type of mind state these people are in. Because if you have money on the games, like with sports betting being legal, you basically just fucking know everything about somebody.
No, you do. Because even like with the WNBA, right? People are bet on games.
Yeah,
They
got a fucking period tracker.
No, they do. They do. They do. They do. People be betting on WNBA players to not hit a certain amount of points if they know that player is like having cramps at the time.
That's not a bad bet. Because, I mean, she synced up with at least a couple other people. So her and the person that's setting picks for her, and both on their period. So, like, bet against them.
I'm taking the under on the chick with the heating pad.
Yeah. And she an Aries, so they fucking Aries is going through it right now. Like, they astrological signs and shit. I'm gonna start making some real money when WNBA come back.
But yeah, people are justifying this. People. I hate that people would believe that false report, but then I also hate that people were justifying.
What, like him being a deadbeat?
Yeah, him not wanting to take care of the kids, saying like, we know that she just had this baby for a check. And it's like, even if she did, it's
he
like,
nutted in her. Did he not?
Right.
If you got a DNA test and it's yours, it's easy to not nut in somebody. People forget how easy it is to not do that.
I don't know. I ain't judging him for that.
I mean, I want to do it every day, but I don't.
I mean, but and that's all right. So, and that's where I disagree with the people. I feel like people justifying him for being a deadbeat, right? Whereas, or like, I'm not even gonna say deadbeat. Well, people are justifying him not wanting to take care of this child, right? I saw something this past week where Damon Wayans, he was speaking about his father. He was on Shannon Sharp podcast talking about how, he watched his father deal with a lot, trying to be able to provide for them.
Yeah.
He said one of the best gifts his father ever gave the family was coming home. He said it was some nights where his dad, wasn't able to feed all of the kids or feed himself, and his mom would kind of make it tough on his dad, but he still came home every night because that was his responsibility. And my thing is, that's the person that we justify leaving.
Yep.
like if I'm not going to be understanding for an NBA player on a max contract leaving his kid. I would understand if, imagine you got to come home and feed the Williams family.
Yeah, that's fucked. But this nigga, all you gotta do is drop off a jersey every couple of weeks, pull up, drop off a jersey and some shoes, and his son's going like, my dad's the best. Dads have an easy ass job. I remember my dad used to work nights.
Yeah.
Or
same.
Or like he would work late, and I remember he would come home late.
Yeah.
And then be like, oh shit, dad just pulled up. Like that nigga ain't have to do nothing. All he did was pull up and like give you like a fucking like a noogie, rub your head and shit.
Yeah.
And like, how was school? That's it. Mom's gotta actually do this shit. This nigga's shirking away responsibility he don't even really have.
Yeah. Cause it's like it ain't like you gotta, moms is the ones that's expected to do the doctors and dentist appointments.
Doctors, dentists, breastfeeding, cooking.
Know the teachers.
Yeah.
Dads, all you gotta really do is like remember a birthday. Dads might not even have to do that.
Realistically, if you can pull off like if you're still with the mother, if you could pull off being a good partner to the mother, the kids can go fuck themselves. You know what I'm saying? Like if you make the mom happy, you basically don't have to do shit with the kids. Just watch them every once in a while, which is like watching the kids is basically like taking a nap, but also not getting too deep of a sleep that you can't notice loud noises. Yeah. Like you hear a crash or like something break, then you're able to wake up. But that's your only job. Your only job is to not reach a deep REM sleep. That's it. You take shallow naps and you're basically good. Yeah. I had a point that I was going to make, but oh yeah, man, this shit. We'd never have any sympathy for a woman that gets pregnant for money. And as a man who's really trying to grow to understand women, like if you were in that position to where you like, you know what, I want to see the other side of this. Let me help you. Imagine your brokest cousin, right? And she always fuck with broke niggas. You don't ever think like, damn, why don't you fuck somebody rich? That's what I want for my family. I don't give a fuck if the nigga like you or care about you as a person. Just get pregnant from him.
I think we don't show any respect or courtesy to that because we can't do that. We would all love to be like Madonna's. You see
Madonna's
Madonna boyfriend.
the younger
Young
boyfriend.
nigga? Yeah, I think he might be like 20. Matter of fact, let me actually look up.
The only reason I hold doors open for old ladies is because I'm hoping they offer their fucking inheritance to me. I wish it was easy to look at this shit.
Madonna is 66 and her boyfriend is Madonna is 66 and her boyfriend is 28.
His name is Akeem Morris.
Bro, all this nigga gotta do is just make it 12 more years.
All that motherfucking microplastics in her body and shit. He really don't gotta wait that long. She fuck around. They find a fucking a whole entire Lego head in her kidney.
It says okay, so Akeem is Jamaican. It makes so much sense.
Yeah,
it makes so much sense.
It would make more sense if she was fat. I'm sorry, dude. I'm sorry, man. Yeah. I didn't have to say that, but I mean, come on. Yeah. I'm not wrong. Madonna dating younger guys.
I don't think there's nobody that know how to marry up like Jamaicans. Oh, a Jamaican nigga. No, I'm telling you, those are the niggas. Jamaicans and Africans, they will fuck their way into a better situation.
Yeah. And that's the thing that I'm trying to get at here is like, if you're gonna put a woman through some shit, like make sure she has the financial stability to actually deal with it. Mm-hmm. Like niggas be trying to like drive a chick car. Is one of them fucked up cars with like a fucking dented bumper, and like you at her crib not paying no rent. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You eating up her food and shit. Yeah. She can't afford that. Like there's women out there that can afford for you to be a piece of shit. You know, and when a nigga gets somebody rich, that's when they want to start acting like a good person. No, we should be good men to the broke women, and then when a rich woman come around, you know that's who you steal from. Yeah. Yeah. We don't really need to eat the rich. We just need to eat their pussy, and then you know we can make things a lot easier on ourselves if we could just treat people in our tax bracket. Well, we treat people like that's like poor as us as like ill. You're broke because you deserve to be broke, but I'm not gonna be broke one day. So you know, I'm better than you. That's how we treat each other and shit.
Let me see. So damn, this nigga shares baby moms with a few famous people. So there's one baby mom.
Who, Andy Edwards?
Yeah, his one baby mom. Like they share a child with. He shares a baby mom with Lil Baby, but then with another child, he shares a baby mom with Chief Keef.
Yeah, he gets no pass for this. He knows full well what he's doing. He just the women he's messing with.
Yeah, he just messing with the people who music he grew up on.
Yeah, and also like when you're rich and you have status, like most people scroll through like the IG models and shit, and you're like, damn, she bad or whatever the fuck. But these dudes actually have access to where like,
I just gotta wait my turn.
Shoot a message. DM and now you got her. But the reason that you get her is because you have money, so you can't be mad when she get pregnant and try to retain some of that money and shit. Yeah, that's it's fair game.
Yeah, like we could be mad, like because like if I say we could be mad in the sense of like if a chick trick us into getting her pregnant. Cause it's like I'm broke.
Yeah, it's like when a nigga break into your car. I'm like, why the fuck would you break into my car? I don't got shit in there. You gonna break the fucking window, you dumbass.
Yeah, cause it's like I thought you really liked me.
Yeah, why the fuck would? There's nothing that I could possibly do for anybody. Yeah. If I do anything, it's out of the kindness of my heart and the gullibility of me, because I can't afford this shit that I buy, but I fuck with you, so I'm gonna get it. Yeah, these niggas can afford it, and it don't mean shit.
Let me see what else.
Broke nigga revolution. That's 2025. We not taking it no more.
Yeah, and I want to be careful of how I talk about this because There's children involved, a life lost. But did you see the situation in Texas? It was a student football star at the school got into a situation with another kid, and people are trying to politicize this because of the race involved, where it was a young white kid that lost his life and a young black kid that stabbed him. And in the situation, basically, and even he had a twin brother that was also at the scene and a witness to this. So he got into a situation with a kid where I guess they were sitting under a high school tent, and the one kid told him, like, you need to move. So then he said, make me move. So then they say later goes on to like where the kid actually did try to make a move, tried to get up, grab him, and I'm guessing he was outnumbered by this boy. His brother, might have been other friends involved. So he goes into a bag, and he pulled out a knife and stabbed the kid in the chest, and the kid later ends up passing away. And so, of course, you have people politicizing this, saying like, black people, y'all aren't gonna mention anything now. Like, y'all always calling for justice. Where's the protest now?
We see a black person kill a white person. There's not really going to be any reason for us to protest because there is not a doubt in my mind that this nigga is going to be tried to the fullest extent of the law every time. So, I mean, like, I really hope we could, like, take race out of the equation in situations like these, because the only reason it ever comes into play is because because of the race of a victim or an attacker, or the two parties might have a differing race. We know that because of that, it's going to be hard to find the truth and actual justice. Yeah. And that's really all we should be concerned about. Finding out what really happened and making sure that this is rectified, justice is achieved in whatever way that means for the situation. So that's the only argument here. I hope that the family and the victim and the truth all come out and everybody feels some sort of justice.
Yeah, but it's tough because, like, Texas isn't a retreat state. Like, it's a stand your ground state. So it's not like a New York or I think even California, where if somebody is aggressive towards you, your duty is to, like, leave.
Yeah,
whereas like in Texas, it's like, no, we right here with it.
And this is the world that we wanted to live in, right? I mean, I could politicize this. I could be like, oh, this is the repercussions of Trayvon Martin coming back to bite us in the ass. But I don't think it should be that. I think I don't think this nigga should have stabbed somebody. Because that's right. Like, even if you're being attacked, I understand that. But it's like, y'all kids, man. Like, this shit could have been a fight and then never brought up again in the future. Yeah. But now it's like two lives. One's going to jail. One's going to the fucking cemetery. Yeah. And these are both kids.
And that is like the one thing I kind of do miss from childhood. Like, nobody just takes an ass whooping anymore.
There was so many times where, like, you thought, like, I should fucking kill this guy. Like, I'm that mad. Like, let's fucking shoot it out or some shit. Or let's kill each other. That's how much, like, anger a kid has. Like, I'll fucking kill this motherfucker. But you don't go through with that shit. Anger is such a fucking heightened sense of, there's a heightened emotion, and that shit just drops, man. Like, even when you arguing, you argue with your girl, like, fucking worst argument you ever had. Half hour later, you probably not even that bad no more.
But with this situation, what I wanted to talk about was the pictures that they're using. So
I thought that was kind of hilarious. So that's where this starts to get funny.
So they pulling up pictures of this young black kid with holding a gun. Now the gun was like an airsoft gun, like it wasn't like a real thing. So they're using pictures of that, and they're also using pictures of him, like, just standing chilling with his middle finger up. They show, like, this is the type of monster that this child is, right?
Yeah, like, come on, bro.
Whereas they showing this same, like, the white kid, the victim, where like he had guns in his hand. Like this is Texas. This is Texas. This is what they do.
This is a culture, yeah. Fucking stand your ground and keep a weapon on you.
Yeah, and that's why like with black kids, that's why like I'll be teaching my younger cousins like, yo, do not take pictures with your middle fingers up or holding any weapons because they will use that shit against you. I'm telling you, you get in trouble. You get in trouble in school over some little shit. You get in trouble with the teacher for talking back. Then you end up in some shit. They using your old report cards against you. Or like that's why like black people, if you are gonna hold guns in a picture, make sure that like you out in the woods with some camouflage on. You gotta have like
have goggles on, bro.
Yeah, you gotta have like a hat from the Pro Bass shop. You can't.
You gotta have some earplugs in.
Yeah. Niggas, we just be out here holding a gun with a black tee, and a gold chain.
Yeah, the shit with the beams, don't do the beams. Don't point the beam at the camera. Do not do that.
I think that is like the most brave person that you will see in the hood.
What?
Like the nigga that records rap videos. Anybody that records a low budget rap video is a brave person. Cause they be aiming all types of guns at the cameraman. Yeah,
I remember like, cause if people see a camera in some neighborhoods, I don't know how much this shit happens now. It happens a little bit, but back then we be out like skating or some shit.
Yeah,
and we had somebody with the camera. Usually the kid with the camera is some fucking white kid we pulled from out of the suburbs or some shit. So he was around with this camera, and some niggas walk up on us like, "Yo, you shoot music videos?" We like, "No, we do not do that at all." Because you gonna pull up, they're not gonna pay you, and they gonna point a gun at you.
Right. Yeah,
that's a scary. Having a camera is scary. You either want to fucking steal it out your car, or fucking use it in a video. Yeah, but this is the world that we have all agreed we want to live in, right? If somebody fucks with you, you have the right to kill them, and we should all be armed. So you can't get mad when two kids raised in environments where standing your ground is accepted. It is fucked up. Yeah. Like I said, I don't think that, fucking this kid should have killed another kid. I also think that he's not going to get fair treatment in the media because he's black. Those two things are both true. So, standing your ground, that's the world we decided we want to live in. But as black people, we got to understand that shit don't apply to us.
But even
we don't always get to do that shit.
But
taking pictures with the guns, that's the other thing. Like, we want to live in a world where everybody's armed to the fucking teeth and willing to protect themselves. So, product of their environment.
Yeah, but people are mad about the kid that passed away, Austin Metcalf. His dad went on Fox News and he spoke about it, and this is what he had to say.
I want to clarify something right off the start because I've already heard some rumors and some gossip. This was not a race thing, and this is not a political thing. Please do not comment if you do not know what happened. Do not turn this into a racial thing. It was not. Do not politicize this. It's not. This is a human being thing. This person made a bad choice, and it affected both his family and my family forever.
And that really is like commendable that he could look at it that way after losing a child.
Yeah, and it's genuinely like an example that it's weird to feel like this is rare, that somebody would have the fucking capacity to actually be like a thinking, empathetic person during one of the worst times of their lives, So,
yeah.
If anything, if I'm gonna make any judgments, I'm not gonna make any judgments about these kids' characters, but I will say that's a good dude because he knows that like it's probably all types of N-words flying, and he could easily engage in this shit and basically create a media firestorm and put pressure on whatever courts or DA are in that jurisdiction to convict this guy to the fullest extent of the law. But like, and you know what I mean? Like, even if his son was like fucking bullying people, like they say, like he don't deserve to die.
Right.
So this guy is that, I feel like this is how we should be handling shit, and it sucks that we have to like call on somebody during the worst time in their life to actually be the voice of reason, as if we should be doing this for the people that are going through shit instead of trying to start a fucking fire. So yeah, that's some brave shit, and I fucking feel like that's not something we see a lot at all. Yeah. There's not too many times where somebody's fucking son is killed and they actually are thinking.
Yeah.
But this isn't my idea at all. But that's basically like this is like one of the proposals for like if we were to eliminate prisons and shit, some sort of like restorative justice to where like somehow like somebody kills your son, you can find a way for him not to be like incarcerated and tortured and enslaved for life, but also you find some sort of like peace in your heart with that shit. But I'm saying like if there's people out there like that, it makes it seem like maybe it's possible that maybe we could at some point rethink the way we do things. The justice system, the penal system. If everything isn't a fucking eye for an eye, or just responding to everything with anger, maybe some shit could happen for the good of everybody. Yeah. And that's me being positive. That's new. That is new for me. I'm not comfortable with that feeling.
No, but also in Texas, you see the measles outbreak. Remember we talked about it a few weeks ago, but now it's only getting worse. Yeah. Yeah. A second child ended up passing away after, just measles complications.
Measles. It is 2025.
Bro, this shit is about to get real out here. Nigga, they're about to bring polio back next. Because right now, everybody is taking this anti-vax stance. So it was already the thing where, like, people became... It was already anti-vax people out there, but it really heightened after COVID because people were going against the COVID vaccine. And now people are just trying to stay clear of all vaccines, which is like, it's like, especially like in Texas, they're listening to leaders such as RFK, Joe Rogan. Like, bro, I'm telling you, Joe Rogan, I really mean this shit. Joe Rogan is about to do all the science and just all the knowledge that we learned over the past 100 years. He's about to undo that with a podcast.
Yeah, that whole anti-vax shit. I mean, what was it, like Spanish flu, polio, like all these old diseases? Yeah. The reason why it seems like nobody's against vaccines, like this is a while back, but the reason why it seemed like the world was moving to such a pro-vaccine and trusting the science of it, it seemed like the world was moving in that direction because all the people that were like anti-vax were fucking dead because they died of the fucking disease or they didn't live long enough after getting it to fucking reproduce their ideas. We're supposed to be fucking in a futuristic society where there's no goddamn diseases. By now, 100 years ago, this is the same. Yeah. Every anti-vax like argument that we're hearing is the same shit that people were saying 100 years ago. We're dumber.
The thing is right. Joe Rogan is in his 50s. This is a nigga that grew up having to take vaccines. Same with RFK. These are people,
and they're both autistic, so they have a point.
No, but that's really what it is.
Yeah.
Oh, but you also know that is Autism Acceptance Month.
Yeah.
So the reason why people are against vaccines is that they have this fear that vaccines are going to cause their children to be autistic, which that has been debunked.
Yeah, and it's also very mean.
Is mean, and the problem is people think that vaccines are the cause of the increase of autism diagnosis, which is no. The increase of diagnosis is just because we're more aware and we have more knowledge of it, and you can't just hide autistic children like families used to do before. Yeah. Like before, like now it's okay. We know the triggers. We know how to be more helpful as a society to, family members with like that are on the spectrum. whether they be nonverbal or even if they verbal enough, and just have the ability to take care of themselves. Because back in the day, shit, your child come out autistic, they would just chain this nigga to the radiator in the basement.
We actually have to treat these people like people, and that actually fucking, it scares a lot of people that they might have a child with any sort of affliction or some shit, but like these niggas gonna get measles now. Some people would rather have a dead child than an autistic child. Is that not insane? I got vaccinated, when I was a kid. That is not the reason that I'm fucked up. Like we gave kids fucking unfiltered access to the entire internet. All these fucking dyes and shit, and all these like poisons, and we're blaming the things that are like supposed to save our lives.
Right. It ain't the medicine, it's the Takis.
Bro, the type of shit using airheads in Arizona in the morning,
thinking I'm getting vitamins. It's funny because I work. So when I was working at the school in Harlem, right, the one student I worked with, we used to get into it in the morning because that's the type of breakfast he would have, like a bag of chips and like a Smart Water or something like that. And I would and I would argue with him. I'm like, bro, if like and I understood his situation. He was like in a real tough situation where his mom passed away. His dad was working 2 jobs. So it was like,
oh, God damn, I don't want to laugh no more.
No, but, and then like, New York kids just have it hard in general because.
You're making it really hard for me to come up with jokes now.
No, but.
That nigga's more glass, bones, and paper skin too. Come on, man. Let's get to the point. You're going to make me cry.
Yeah, so, no, but New York kids, they just got it took, because like when we go into schools, like growing up, a lot of kids at other states, they might be able to get dropped off. Whereas like in New York is one of those states where everybody is getting to school on public transportation, on the train.
Yeah.
So
if you're getting bullied the whole way to school and the whole way back.
You got to get bullied on a train that got diverted to another line. But he getting himself breakfast every morning, which would be like a bag of chips in the Arizona or a Smart Water. So one day I told him, I was like, yo, if you need something to eat, let me know. Like, let me get you another option. They even got food in the cafeteria. And he was like, what you mean? Like, this Smart Water is healthy. It say it's 0 fat in there. And like, he was being genuine. Like, he genuinely thought that made it okay. But it's like, just something as simple as that is like, not having the right information or the misinformation, which will lead him to think like, this is something of nutritional value.
Yeah, it's fucking sad because I think back to when I was a kid. Like, I remember there was a time when like $1 could get you like chips, like a soda or some shit,
a oatmeal cream pie,
and like some candy.
Right, and you might get some sunflower seeds.
And we're talking about like $1. So back then I was like, why is everybody like complaining about fucking how hard it is to feed a family? Like, you just $1 will get you all the best foods imaginable. But that's how a kid thinks, You're like, wow, this is great. I get fucking all this shit. I remember you could get a fucking goddamn sandwich for $3 and shit. Like, I sound like an old man right now, but
no, that's how I feel. Talking to people, telling them like I used to get cheesesteaks for school tokens.
You could do that though. Yeah, man. But like now, like a honey bun, a soda, and a fucking bag of chips, that's like the same price as a fucking bacon, egg, and cheese. So you might as well just get the actual sandwich and shit. But yeah, the point I was making is kids don't have the fucking ability to make good choices, and that is not the vaccine's fault. That's our fault.
Yeah,
I don't know. I'm not like super pro-vax to the point where I'm like, you're an idiot if you don't do it. You know what I mean? Because I don't know. I literally don't know what's in vaccines. I genuinely don't have any idea what's going on. But
no, I feel
we're smart enough to not be. We need to be smarter than people. People 100 years ago used to smoke to lose weight. They used to smoke because they thought it was good for you. Yeah. They used to yell the N-word at the top of their lungs. They used to shit in the street.
I'm not gonna say.
Well, they do that here now.
I'm not gonna say whether like. I'm not. Am I pro-vaccine? I guess yeah. I'm pro-vaccine. I don't want to say I'm pro-vaccine, but it's like we've reached a point to where we're listening to medicine from podcasters over doctors.
I'm willing to accept people are smarter than me in ways that I can't fathom.
We're taking medical advice from people that believe a picture of Anthony Edwards with the right font. But like that's what I'm saying. Just as easy it is to trick somebody that Anthony Edwards paid all his child support up front, that's where we're getting the same medical advice from. And
I think the reason we're willing to follow some shit, holistic medicine and shit, I'm totally on board with that. Like holistic approaches, you know, witch doctors and shit, that's cool. But like, I think people are willing to take advice from these like podcasters and just these fucking just snake oil salesmen because they can fucking comprehend it. Have you ever tried to read a medical study with the not just like the entire, not just the summary or whatever, like the abstract, but like the actual study, the trials that they ran, all of the tests, the results? That shit is hard as fuck to read. It makes my brain hurt. But when some guy goes on there, man, fuck all that shit. Just eat some strawberries. I'm like, cool, nigga. Let's get some strawberries then.
I don't even like that though. Like listening to holistic people.
Yeah.
Like, cause you know, like niggas be like, yeah, Dr. Sebi got the answers to everything. Like, this nigga died bald. Where was his fro at?
That's a violation. Yeah. All right. So he said he like cured AIDS, right?
Some Hebrew Israelites gonna fuck me up.
Yeah.
No, he said he cured. He said he cured a lot.
He said he cured AIDS, cancer,
herpes.
That is a diabolical nigga because telling people you cured herpes and then after your flare up, that shit go away, you back out fucking. I didn't even know he said he cured herpes, but that is fucking dangerous. Telling somebody you cured some shit that don't stick around all the time.
It was like it was going to be going next week anyway.
It's like saying you, like after you lose weight, you cured fatness, so you just start eating again and then it comes back. That's dangerous. Yeah. Who else do we want to fucking? Let's remind everybody that we love Nipsey Hussle. Just so we can get back on their good sides. Nipsey, Bernie Mac, fuck, who else?
No, I do. I love Nipsey, but anytime
Aretha Franklin.
Anytime you see like the checkered flag in somebody bio, you know they're gonna be on some bullshit. That marathon flag. Niggas be horrible people out here talking about the marathon continues.
Rest in peace to Nipsey Hussle, Pop Smoke, Aretha Franklin, Biggie, Tupac, Bernie Mac, Martin Luther King, Malcolm X. I think we're good. That's basically like the saying nigga, like the 5 nigga Hail Marys.
Let me see.
Yeah, let's talk shit about Shirley Chisholm next. Oh, speaking of Dr. Sebi, Dr. Terrance Howard coming up.
Yeah, Terrance Howard, he recently spoke this past week. He's been going on a little press run. Like he hasn't been doing any acting lately and just been giving his theories about.
You call it a press run. I say the nigga just won't shut the fuck up.
So he was talking about, you know, the dark side of Hollywood, and he said he had an experience with Diddy. And this is why I've been saying this for a while now. I'm sick of all of these niggas with these Diddy stories because some of them are just lying and just saying shit.
Yeah, some of them are lying and some of them are trying to deflect attention.
Yeah, and just making ridiculous stories where we know he has done some stuff, but now it's going to give it's going to give people some reason to say what is the right word I'm looking for?
Ammunition? I don't know.
I guess like ammunition, or it might just give some people some doubt about the actual crime.
Oh, that's what you're trying to say.
It might give people some actual doubt about the real crimes that he did commit because of the other stories that people are coming out with.
Yeah, people just gonna be blaming shit on him.
Yeah, so
Diddy stole the Declaration of Independence. and now he gets off.
Puffy invited me for weeks, asking me to come and teach him how to, wanted me to be his acting coach for a while. Go there, and he's sitting around just looking. I'm like, okay, what's the material?
All right, now I'm gonna stop right there. Out of all the people in Hollywood that Diddy gonna ask for acting advice from, you just said fuck Denzel, Brad Pitt, Leonardo DiCaprio. You like, hey man, this what we doing?
You want to work on? He's just looking at me. Then next thing you know, okay, hey, will you help me? I want to hear your music. So I come over there and I play the music, and he's sitting there just looking at me, like waiting.
Wait, I'm sorry, but it's like I'm just thinking about this shit. Diddy watched Training Day and was like, yo, you know who could really make me an actor? The villain from Big Mama's House.
You're missing the point.
Okay. So then my assistant was like, he wants to hang out with you next week. And I was like, for what? He's like, I think he's trying to fuck you. That's what my assistant said. I was like, oh, okay. Now I get it. So now no more communication. Now you know to be hands off with somebody. A number of producers come in and make the approach, and you threaten to punch them in the mouth, or threaten to knock their head off for talking to you or looking at you like you're a woman. When you approach a real man about his masculinity, you're going to get a real.
And it's crazy, like, listen to this. Diddy don't got no type. How do you fuck a city girl in Terrence Howard?
I don't know, man. He just really loves black people, and that's what I respect about him. He don't got a type. He don't give a fuck. He don't judge. Black is beautiful in Diddy's eyes. But like, all right, so now you played the whole clip. I want to give it's not unreasonable to think that he was flattering this terrible actor just to fuck. Yeah. Like, we comics, we see so many people like tell like the most awful white chick ever, like, hey, we're gonna get together and write some jokes. She don't write no motherfucking jokes. Yeah. And you don't want the jokes she write. You just trying to fuck.
Right.
Just say that.
Yeah, she just might be light skin with light eyes and a goatee.
Yeah. I've seen this story before. Yeah. Niggas do that shit to you. You light skin. You think everybody think you funny? Some of these niggas want some of that butt. Yo, I'm gonna get you on a show. Just give me your address. I'll get you on a show. Man, you don't want me on no motherfucking show.
I did want to talk about this too. Did you see people are actually boycotting Target?
I am. I haven't been buying anything from Target. And it's actually been hard, which is what makes me want to keep doing it, because I'm like, damn, I ain't realize.
No, I ain't gonna hold you. I did go to Target until I found out that niggas was taking it serious.
Boo! Do we have a boo here? Booing you.
Wait, is it?
You're safe now, but we don't have a boo. But boo this man.
No, I didn't know.
Wait, when did you buy something from Target?
I went to Target like maybe 2-3 weeks ago, and the only reason I went to Target is because I was going to go to the Walmart around here, but the road to Walmart, it was like a detour that would have added like 10 minutes to the trip, and I didn't feel like going that extra 10 minutes, so I did. I ain't feel like waiting. I ain't feel like going.
I squirted on the couch. My bad. No, I actually spilled some water. My bad.
No, but what you need to flip it?
No, we're cool. I'm fine. I just didn't know what it was. I thought I was wet.
No, so
I'm sorry. I'm 12 years old.
I went to Target, and I went to Target because I was going to Walmart to pick up some soap and just some little stuff I needed around the house. So I was going to Walmart, but it was like a detour on that road. So for me to get to Walmart, it was going to be like an extra 10 minutes. Mm-hmm. So I was just being lazy, and I ended up going to Target instead. And I felt bad because when I got in there, I didn't see any black people until I got to the register, and it was a and there was a black cashier working, and I could just see the look like, that person need a job, so they gotta be there.
Yeah, you're allowed to work there.
Yeah, but they looking at me like, nigga, you're not supposed to be in here.
Did you know at the time
that I wasn't supposed to go?
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I mean, like, I don't judge you. Like, I was joking before.
Yeah.
Because I don't actually judge you, because I've thought about going to Target several times because there's nowhere else. That's why I feel like it's a good boycott. Like, some of the shit we boycott, it's like H&M. Nigga, don't nobody go to fucking H&M. Nobody need to go to H&M, but like Target?
But this is actually like...
This is vital.
And that's why, like, after that, I was like, oh, shit, we really doing this.
Yeah, and I'm not buying anything from Walmart and Amazon either. Just because, like, it don't make sense to boycott Target for moral reasons and then be like, well, I guess I got to go to that fucking Amazon or Walmart. Like, we all know that they're all just the worst. Yeah. So I don't know what I'm gonna do. I don't know how long this is gonna last, but so far I've been maintaining, and you haven't bought anything from there since then. So it's like, it's not like a bad thing that you bought something one time. You don't gotta boycott when everybody else boycotts.
But when I do boycott stuff, before I do, I usually try to look into it just to make sure that I'm boycotting this for the right reasons. Like, because the internet will run with things that I keep mentioning with the whole child support situation. The internet will run with a rumor, like kind of like how people thought Michael Jordan was investing in prisons because it was a white guy named Michael Jordan that had some stock in prisons.
Yeah, I remember that, and that was one of those things I actually believed. Now that I think about it, very stupid of me. I didn't look into it. I just heard it and fucking was like, oh, he's selling y'all shoes, and now he's kill each other over the shoes, and they make money on the back end. Like, that's silly.
Or even like with the whole Starbucks boycott.
Oh, damn. So I guess there really is no reason to boycott it other than the coffee isn't great. I ain't want to offend you.
Yeah, because that's my shit.
I just like...
I love, bro, I'm telling you, a white chocolate mocha with an apple croissant. That turkey pesto sandwich, hate to see me coming.
You're so passionate about that shit. I don't like their coffee. I don't have anything against Starbucks though.
Before I get into the movie, I did want to get into some quick questions from the listeners real quick. So the first question somebody asked, they said, what do you miss the most about Philly? Do you miss anything about Philly?
No. It's 2 hours away. I do not miss it.
Well, no, it's funny because me being in Jersey, like now I'm legit like an hour 20 away. Yeah. Like an hour on the train, hour 20, hour and a half drive. But what do I miss most about Philly? I guess personally would be like just being able to see my family all the time. Like I have a really close family as far as like I always live really close to my cousins. So being able to like walk to my cousin's house or like, all my family would like all hang at my grandparents' house. So I guess I miss that, being able to see my parents on a regular, things like that I miss. But culturally, do I miss anything? Honestly, I stopped hanging out in Philly like as soon as I got to college. Like I stopped hanging, like once I got into college, it was just like hanging on campus. I miss
seeing family, but that I don't think that has anything to do with the city. I think it's just that's where they at. Yeah. I fuck with my family, but like I don't care about the Liberty Bell. That's a lie. There's things I miss about it that other people might not understand, but like when I say like I miss fucking Love Park, like that's the only thing. Okay. Like that, like downtown Philly used to be fun, but it's not anymore. So it's like I missed it back when I was still there because they fucking torn it down.
I get that. I don't miss this Philly. I don't miss it at all. I miss 2010s Philly.
Yeah, I miss the Philadelphia, and it's not like there's genuinely been changes. It's not just nostalgia or us just remembering a time of our youth. Mm-hmm. Like it's partially that, I'm sure, but there's genuinely a bunch of changes that have happened that have made the city unrecognizable and like in several ways not fun anymore. Like
even little shit. Yeah. I'm like going back home. when I was still in Philly, if I was going downtown, I would park my car like around 40th Street and then hop on the L. Bro, it's so many blocks I used to park on that now is 2-hour parking. Like, it's places that you could just leave your car all day and it'll be cool. That's when you know gentrification coming, once you see the 2-hour parkings on blocks that, like, used to just be able to just chill all day.
Yeah, I miss being in a ghetto and not seeing Oklahoma license plates. You see all these fucking cars like fucking Colorado. What the fuck are you taking up space for?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Philadelphia. By the time it was thoroughly gentrified, I was, still there.
Yeah.
So I don't fucking if they were to bring back, some of the cool shit, make things cheaper, because that's the only good thing about being outside of New York now. Shit's cheaper, but they catching up. Philly's catching up. Yeah. I miss cheesesteaks being readily available sometimes, but then I remember that I should not be eating that.
Somebody said, what has Lent taught you about yourself this year? So for me, you never did Lent, right?
No, I don't give things up. I think it's sacrilegious. God has given me so much.
So for me, I gave up candy and soda this year. So I've done the whole candy thing before, but to do candy and soda, and that's my shit. Like, I got one cranberry ginger ale just sitting in the fridge waiting for me. And I got a bag of gummy bears that I bought like 2 days before Lent that's just been sitting in that cabinet.
Damn, you probably just hear that shit late at night, touching itself and moaning.
And it's been tough, but it's definitely made me eat a lot healthier.
That's good.
Because if I didn't give that up, I would be having that all the time. Like, even I feel the changes just in my face, as far as before this, I felt like a lot of whiteheads, especially like in the corners of my nose. Mm-hmm. Like, and I felt like, how like you feel the pain when like the whiteheads and blackheads are forming. Like, so I feel like my skin is definitely healthier in that sense, and I'm also eating better because when I'm at the comedy clubs, I don't want to get wings and fries and then have to wash that down with water. So,
I mean, that's totally normal to drink water, though.
But no. I need me a Pepsi after that.
That's a very American thing that we do. Like, this is already unhealthy, so I might as well wrap it up. Yeah. I do that shit too. Like, I'm going to Chinese food and not get a can of soda. I don't drink no fucking soda.
Yeah. Somebody asked, the last question, somebody said, I just turned 22 2 months ago. Why does it feel like I'm running out of time? I feel like a 40-year-old every time I open TikTok. And honestly, like, I couldn't imagine being young in this type of culture, because, young people are living in an instant gratification culture.
Oh, yeah.
And like for example, when I got into comedy 2011. So at that time, the internet was starting to be more, social media was growing. Social media was changing, like, in a sense of MySpace and Facebook were already around, but it wasn't as fast paced as Twitter. Because like with MySpace and Facebook, you would just post your mood of the day. Whereas like with Twitter, you could post how you feel every minute, or like every second if you want to. Like, you could just like constantly post all day. It was like just constant interactions. Then with Instagram, it became like you putting up one post to like story posts. Like, this is how I feel like every moment throughout the day.
Yeah, that's fucking odd that we do that.
I'm capturing my life, but I got to give the perception of I'm living my best life. And that's the thing with the internet, is like people are only showing you their best moments, but they're doing it at all times. So it's like people are creating this false image of I'm doing great when we know that really isn't the case. Yeah,
that's a comedy. We see that new comics feel like they should be posting clips. And it's like, you see me, I don't post a lot of shit. I certainly could, do more to help my career or whatever. But like, you gotta not feel the pressure as a new person in that's in stand up comedy specifically.
I mean, but I feel like you're not posting clips because you're playing a long game.
Yeah, because I mean, like, I don't,
because you don't want to post something. And I see this happening a lot with comment because I don't post clips either. Because
I'm working on the material. Like, it's an active, it's an active process. It's a journey, and a joke that you come up with right now, you might stop doing it, and then 5 years later turn it into that's happened. Like some shit I wrote when I first started, bring it back, and now it's like a fucking I can close with it. Like it's just always.
Yeah, I got plenty of jokes where like. I might have started doing it joke. I might have found the idea when I first moved to New York in 2015.
Yeah.
And then I didn't figure it out until 2021. Whereas like if I would have posted it when I would have got that first laugh, then I would have just moved right on to something else.
Yeah, for sure. And why does the art of sucking is starting to be lost a little bit because you suck in private. Also, with the instant gratification and stand-up, it's like you need people to like that shit and comment on it. Nigga, you're in a room full of people, and they're laughing and smiling at you. How much more fucking does your ego need to be stroked?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that is the problem with, with social media and being young in this generation, I think, where, young people are just being, they're growing up in this culture of instant gratification, and everything just looks like a competition. Everything looks like does. I gotta have my life figured out by my late 20s.
Yeah,
I gotta. When we know that isn't the case at all.
Yeah, like you see, like I'll post shit of me like skating or whatever, and you only see one clip, but like it might take generally 100 tries to do that shit. So I'll see people freaking out because they can't do something, and I'm like, yo, you're filming this on a fucking iPhone. Like, take your life less seriously. So to answer the question, I just turned 22 2 months ago. Why does it feel like I'm running out of time? Because you are. You are running out of time. Get to it, because you're gonna fucking die one day.
But I guess before we get out of here, we want back as usual with another one. We gonna get into the Tubi movie of the week, and this week we watched 10 Toes Down, and we actually watched another movie called 10 Toes Down before, but I found this movie, right? So I was looking at a list of the Detroit Filmmakers Awards. So I was actually looking at a list because I was like, oh, these are the top movies from Detroit. This one, so it was actually the other one, the other 10 Toes Down. But we watched that before. But when I looked this movie out, I was like, oh, it's another movie called 10 Toes Down. And I guess that comes from a lot of these Tubi creators are just making movies with like known black phrases.
Yeah, because
that's how you could get a movie called Watch It Back.
Yeah, it's just catchy.
Yeah, it's just like so.
Because the 10 Toes Down in this movie, I don't think it means anything at all. So you're right about that. I didn't even think about I don't think it means shit.
Yeah. In this movie, 10 Toes Down, I actually did like this movie better than the original 10 Toes Down that we saw because this one had a different take. No, so what made me want to watch this is that it was a different type of story that we haven't seen before. It was it's based on.
It was a black woman that didn't get fucked up by a dude.
Yeah,
that was good.
And we had 2 black women as the leads of this movie.
Yeah, neither of them got abused. That was just a beautiful time.
Actually, this might be the first movie we watched where all the women were like, the significant leads. Whereas like it was men in this movie, but they were just playing the back role. And
yeah. Does it say who the director was?
The director,
Benet Embry.
Benet Embry. Okay. So Benet Embry, he directed this, and he was also
he deserves some credit for that.
Yeah.
Trying your best to write women characters. I mean, still Tubi, so I'm not saying this is the fucking masterpiece, but this shit is solid.
Yeah, so this movie
Don't go into it with Tubi expectations, but for sure. That's such a backhanded compliment. I hate that I have to say that, but I don't want somebody to watch this and be like, nigga, what the fuck you telling me to watch?
But This one is it's kind of like it's a psychological thriller. Oh, and they won 2 awards for this. What awards did this? They won Best Director and Best Feature Film Award.
From who?
Yeah, we need to figure out from which award show.
That's important because we didn't even know that. We just happened to pick a movie that other people liked.
So this movie was based in East Texas, so it might have been some like Texas award show down there. I haven't heard of these actors before, but
yeah, I think everybody in this was new.
Yeah, so this movie is about this movie, Detective Andrea Oya and FBI agent Samantha Curry, they team up to solve a string of murders where it's a serial killer targeting black women and leaving cryptic messages on their bodies. And at first,
I actually enjoyed that plot. That plot that they what do you call it? The plot device. I liked the way that they did that.
Yeah, because at first, the detective, she didn't want to work alongside the FBI agent, which you kind of see happen a lot, where different agencies, whether it be like police, they might not want to work with a different department or a different segment of authority.
Yeah, they don't like each other, but we supposed to fucking like them.
Yeah, and they're against each other. That is true. They're against each other, but throughout trying to pin down who the suspect is, they built a bond.
Yeah, and it was cool because they didn't dislike each other because of like a man or anything. They just genuinely didn't get along because they felt like, they worked hard and they didn't want nobody else fucking in their way. So yeah, it was pretty cool in that way. And yeah, let's just get into it because I'll talk about the plot later on. I do like where they went with that though.
Yeah, so in Tubi fashion, they do start off with some sex. But the sex, it's a key part of the plot in this movie.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna play this scene right here.
I mean, they could have not been. Could have easily done without it and wrote something else, but still on my good side.
You know what I'm just noticing? Like, I didn't notice while watching it, but the music when she's on the phone versus like when it goes back to the other cop. Like most of these movies, they would have just had the sexy music playing throughout the scene, but I guess they're letting them know that the sexy music is just in the bedroom. I didn't notice that first watching.
I didn't notice that till you just said it.
I gotta go.
Excuse me?
I gotta go.
But we're not even finished here yet.
They found another body.
Dre, I really don't like you out in all these weird hours.
Okay, well, crime doesn't stop just because we fucking, Jalen. God.
Dre, it's more than that, all right?
And that is true. Crime don't stop just because we fucking.
Yeah, and the music, just because you guys are having sex to a fucking Lil Durk type beat does not mean there's not criminals that need to be stopped.
And I understand both of them. I get that because like I understand putting your career above anything, but I understand where he's coming from too. Like you ain't gonna wash your ass, you just gonna show up to the crime scene with a crime scene on you.
Yeah. Like she's already dead. You can take a shower,
or you could let me finish. That body ain't going nowhere.
And that's the more disrespectful thing because it don't take me long to finish. Unless you fucking get a call that like somebody close to you died, it don't matter. Take me 10 seconds. That's rude. I can't wait 10. You can't wait 10 seconds for me. That would set me off. But this is an important scene. Yeah. So you gotta understand where they're both coming from. Like I gotta get to work, and it's like this has only been going for 3 minutes anyway. You can't wait another 10 seconds. So then it gets a little bit more detailed
later in this, so the detective Oya, she has to work the scene with some FBI agent Samantha Curry, and this is where they first get into their they first meet and they get into a heated discussion in the car. And I like the scene, but watching this, I kind of see that it did have a guy director because I don't think a black woman would put not only am I a female, I'm a black female.
Yeah, she wouldn't use female at all. Also, they're both black and women, so
Yeah.
they would have probably talked to her a little. It's Tubi. That's what I'm saying. Like, go watch this shit, but like, nigga, it's still Tubi. She did. It wasn't the greatest lines, but she did act the fuck out of it. You know, she was open. Every word, her mouth was wide open. She was like, "I am." You know, she was really putting some emotion into it.
Yeah.
So I respected that.
So right here, this was where Detective Oya, she visits one of her family members in the hospital, and she's trying to narrow down like exactly what happened in this situation. It's like the sad music about I'm saying she got crabs. Like it's the end of the world.
This is the movie where she was giving a head in the bathroom, right?
Yeah.
That scene, I fucking forget what scene that was, but I should have marked it.
No, it was early in the movie. This was that was like 20 minutes into the movie. But it's like you giving head in the bathroom and all you got is crabs. That's a win.
And but the thing was like she pulled up like to talk to her sister-in-law.
Yeah.
And he asked the bartender where's she at, and the bartender was like, you know where she at.
Yeah.
And then it cut to her giving head in the bathroom. I was like, nigga, why are you letting her do that in your bar?
And one last scene I wanted to play is
this is the best one.
Yeah. So early in the movie, she leaves like, you know, her man that is on SWAT. The guy that she was having sex with earlier in the movie, he's a member of the SWAT force. And, you know, just with like, you know, her working this case, so he feel like his needs aren't being met. So he decides to step out on her, not just with one person, but with two people. And she happens to walk in on him.
Wait, he actually did explain that shit.
I mean, I get you, but nigga, you gotta have a threesome.
But like you in the bathroom, like finishing yourself off, like, man, fuck this shit. I can have a threesome right now.
But
I'm sitting here in the bathroom.
That nigga is asking for a lot. This nigga said we only get 15, 17 minutes of sex. That's a lot of sex.
Nigga, yeah, that's twice as long as I need. I only need 5 minutes. It's 3 times as long as I need.
5 minutes a long time.
I need 5 minutes. I only last 2.
5 minutes is really 2 minutes of that is just me waiting for you to bring me the rag.
Yeah, I need 5 minutes to do everything I want to do. It's just that I never get to do all that shit. I don't get to do it. Bro, I disappoint both of us. I'm like, we was going to have a good time. I lit a candle. Yeah, threesomes. I feel like it's got to be at least one time where somebody catches their man and threesome. It's just got to be like, all right, I ain't think you had it in you, my nigga. That's what's up.
Yeah, so if y'all looking for something good to check out, man, I actually like this movie. Check out 10 Toes Down. This was a cool little movie, man. It was it's something different. It's something to break you out of the usual drug dealing and strippers. You know, like I said, if you into thrillers on a budget, check this out, man. 10 Toes Down. Yeah, and I personally, I don't want to admit this in public, but I enjoy propaganda a lot. I understand it's a fantasy. Mm-hmm. You know, it's no different than enjoying like a superhero movie. I really like cop propaganda. Like Law and Order. That's what I was going to say. SVU? Yeah. Come on. They always get the right guy. There's never any fucking unwarranted abuse. Benson and Stabler, they done did a job on me, man. Ice-T? Yeah. Come on, man. There's no fucking way you can tell me you don't like cop propaganda. Yeah, shit. LL and he got a few movies. Mindhunter. You ever see Mindhunter? No, I haven't seen that. Yeah, Mindhunter. I think you'll fuck with that. That's a psychological thriller where they FBI agents trying to find who the killer is. What else is it? I mean, speaking of LL, In Too Deep, that's technically a form of cop propaganda. He's a good guy that goes in too deep, but eventually he pulls himself out and does the right thing. Cops don't do the right thing, but in the world where they do, it's fun to watch. And also, Ice-T is in New Jack City. Was he a cop in? No. Yeah, he was a cop. Of course, he was a cop in New Jack City. Yeah. He saved a man from a crack addiction. But, I mean, they killed him anyway. Hopefully, you've seen New Jack City by now.
Yeah, man, cop propaganda is fire. Because it's so good because like that's the world they're trying to convince you exists.
And they're using the funds for the right thing.
Yeah.
They're using the funds to stop crime instead of taking their families on vacation after they beat them.
Yeah, and cop propaganda, nobody's wife is wearing sunglasses. It's all like, you know, the courts are fair too and that shit.
Yeah.
I was in goddamn you know, they make fun of like lawyers, like defense attorneys, or like, you know, ambulance chasers.
Yeah.
Like, oh, this is ambulance chaser. This his client broke his leg and he's trying to sue us. What an asshole. Trying to get money for his medical bills. Fucking douchebag.
Yeah, man, but if y'all looking for something to check out, man, definitely check out 10 Toes Down. I definitely recommend that. And also, before I get out of here, I do want to say we definitely do appreciate the support. You know, if you watching on YouTube, I forgot to mention this up front. If you're watching on YouTube, there is some differences in the audio as far as when I play the movie clips. You know, I have to cut out some of the movie clips because of the copyright. There's certain movies that, you know, I will post a review of on YouTube, but that's just because we might give the movie a good review. So, you know, I can't post a review where we telling y'all how bad the movie is on YouTube because the director might get mad and like flag that, and you know, I don't want to have to deal with that. But I was able to post a review of Our Girlfriend. I did actually reach out to that director, Kyrie Tyrell, that directed Our Girlfriend. He was definitely really appreciative of the review we gave. And even if, like, you know, it wasn't a positive review, it was dope enough talking to him, like, I told him we did a review, and he was like, yo, his initial response was like, bro, I don't care if it's good or bad, you know, I'll take any press.
Oh, we about to start really fucking. Yeah, we're gonna find a way to make people really want us to review their shit.
Yeah.
Because I mean, if other people feel that way, then that's good. Because we're concerned about getting murdered, but we probably don't even have to be.
Yeah. So we definitely do. I do want to start reaching out to more directors about these reviews.
I'm reaching out to Crystal Adall directly.
But shit, man, it's been a good one. We definitely appreciate y'all tuning in. We'll be back with another one for y'all next week, man. So we out of here. I'm Anthony Moore.
I'm Asante Morris. Thank you.
And we out.